Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous session, we started exploring the knife based algorithm, and today we will continue building on that foundation. In this session, we are going to cover some really important probability concepts that are the backbone of knife base. Here's what we will learn today. First, the rule of complementary probabilities, which helps us understand how probabilities of opposite events are related. Then, the product rule of probabilities, an essential rule when dealing with combined events. After that, we will look at normalization in Bayes' theorem, which ensures our probabilities make sense and add up correctly. And finally, we will tie it all together with the full Bayes' theorem itself. By the end of this session, you will have a strong grip on the probability rules that make knife Bayes such a powerful algorithm for classification tasks. So let's dive right in. All right, let's start with the rule of complementary probabilities. First, what do we mean by a complement? The complement of an event is simply the opposite of that event. If one happens, the other cannot. For example, let's take credit card transactions. Suppose out of 1,000 transactions, 50 turn out to be fraudulent. That means the probability of fraud is 0.05. Now the probability of transaction being legit will simply be the complement of fraud. So 1 minus probability of fraud is equals to 0.95. This is the complement rule. If you know the probability of one event, you can immediately find its opposite. Next, let's talk about conditional probabilities. Here we are not asking is this transaction fraud or not. We are looking at features of the transaction. For example, say we observe whether a transaction has an unusually high amount greater than 50,000. If a transaction is fraudulent, there is a 60% chance it has a high amount. The probability of high amount given fraud is 0.6. On the other hand, only 10% of legit transactions are high value. This shows us how behavior can differ between fraud and legit cases. Now let's move to the intersection of events, also called joint probability. The formula is the probability of A intersection B equals the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B given A. This tells us the probability that two events happen together. Let's apply this. Probability that a transaction is both fraud and has a high amount. The probability of high amount and fraud equals the probability of fraud multiplied by the probability of high amount given fraud, which is 0.05 times 0.6 equals 0.03. Similarly, for legit and high amount, it is 0.095. So we can calculate all combinations. Fraud and high amount equals 0.03. Fraud and no high amount equals 0.02. Legit and high amount equals 0.095. Legit and no high amount equals 0.855. So the key takeaway is the complement rule helps us easily switch between an event and its opposite. Conditional probability tells us how likely something is given extra information, and the multiplication rule lets us calculate joint probabilities. These are not just random rules, they are the building blocks of Bayes' theorem, which is at the heart of fraud detection using knife Bayes. So now that we have understood these basics, we are ready to move one step closer to Bayes' theorem itself. Now let's move on to the product rule of probabilities. The formula is the probability of E intersection F equals the probability of E given F multiplied by the probability of F. What does this mean in simple terms? It says that the probability of both events happening together is equal to the probability of one event happening given the other multiplied by the probability of that other event. Let's take our credit card fraud detection example. Here are the non-probabilities. Probability of fraud is 0.05. Probability of legit transaction is 0.95. If a transaction is fraud, there is a 60% chance it has a high amount. But if it is legit, only 10% of cases have a high amount. Now let's apply the product rule to calculate joint probabilities. Probability of a transaction being fraud and high amount. The probability of high amount and fraud equals 0.6 times 0.05, which is 0.03. Probability of fraud and no high amount equals 0.02. Probability of legit and high amount equals 0.095. Probability of legit and no high amount equals 0.855. Notice something increasing. If you add up all these four joint probabilities, they sum up to 1. That makes sense because together they represent all possible scenarios. Now let's say we observe a transaction, it turns out to be high amount. In this case, we only need to focus on the two relevant scenarios. High amount and fraud equals 0.03, high amount and legit equals 0.095. Here comes the big question. What is the probability that this amount transaction is actually fraud? This is where Bayes' theorem comes in. We calculate the probability of fraud given high amount is the probability of high amount in fraud divided by the total probability of high amount, whether fraud or legit. After substituting values, only 5% of all transactions are fraud. The probability jumps up to 24% when we see that the transaction has an unusually high amount. So, the product rule allows us to calculate joint probabilities by narrowing down to relevant cases like high amount transactions. We refine our analysis, and this refined probability sets the stage for Bayes' theorem, which helps us truly quantify the risk of fraud. This is how probability rules build step by step into something very powerful for fraud detection. Okay, now let's talk about an important step in Bayes' theorem, normalization. Here's the problem we want to solve. What is the probability that a transaction is fraud given that it is high amount transaction? From the product rule, we already computed the joint probabilities. Fraud and high amount equals 0.03, legit and high amount equals 0.095. But notice, these numbers are joint probabilities, not conditional. Now here's the issue. If we just compare 0.03 and 0.095 directly, they don't add up to 1. In fact, they add to 0.125. But once we know the transaction is a high amount one, our world shrinks down to only two scenarios: fraud plus high amount, legit plus high amount. And these two must add up to 1. So how do we fix this? We normalize by dividing each probability by their total. Let's apply normalization. Probability of fraud given high amount equals 0.24. Probability of legit given high amount equals 0.76. Now they add up to 1, exactly what we want. Before normalization, we had raw joint probabilities 0.03 and 0.095. After normalization, we get true conditional probabilities. Fraud given high amount equals 24%, legit given high amount equals 76%. Normalization ensures that our probabilities reflect the new information we have. In this case, knowing the transaction is high amount reshapes the probability space, and this is exactly what Bayes' theorem formalizes, turning raw probabilities into meaningful conditional probabilities. Without normalization, our probabilities stay incomplete and misleading. Now let's look at the big picture. Bayes' theorem. The general formula is the probability of E given F equals the probability of F given E times the probability of E divided by the probability of F. In simple words, this tells us the probability of event E happening given that F is observed. It combines three key ideas. Likelihood. How likely F is if E is true. Prior. Probability of E, the baseline probability of E. Evidence, the overall probability of F happening. But what about the denominator, PF? That's the tricky part. Event F can happen in two different ways: when E is true, fraudulent transaction; when E is false, legitimate transaction. So the probability of F equals the probability of F given E times the probability of E plus the probability of F given not E times the probability of not E. This basically says to find the overall probability of F, you break it into two cases: when E happens and when E doesn't happen. This makes sure we account for all possible scenarios where F can occur. Now let's apply this to our fraud detection example. Let E is equal to transaction is fraud, EC equals transaction is legitimate, F equals transaction is high amount. Here are the non-probabilities. P of E equals 0.01, only 1% of transactions are fraud. Probability of EC equals 0.99, 99% are legit. P of F given E equals 0.30, 30% of fraud transactions are high amount. P of F given EC equals 0.10, 10% of legit transactions are high amount. Step 1. Compute the denominator, PF. PF equals 0.003 plus 0.099 equals 0.102. So overall, about 10.2% of all transactions are high amount. Step 2. Apply Bayes' theorem. Probability of E given F equals probability of F given E multiplied by probability of E and probability of F equals 0.30 into 0.010.102 equals 0.029. That means given a transaction is high amount, the probability it's actually fraud is about 2.9%. This is really interesting. Even though only 1% of all transactions are fraud, once we add the evidence of a high amount, the probability almost triples to 2.9%. That's the magic of Bayes' theorem. It helps us update our beliefs based on new evidence. And this is exactly how real-world fraud detection systems work. They take prior knowledge, combine it with observed evidence, and calculate updated probabilities to flag risky transactions. Takeaway. Bayes' theorem equals prior into likelihood divided by evidence. It converts raw probabilities into updated evidence-based probabilities. And that's why it is the foundation of algorithms like knife Bayes in fraud detection, spam filtering, and even medical diagnosis. And with that, we have completed our journey through the foundations of knife Bayes. Let's quickly recap what we learned today. We started with the rule of complementary probabilities, which helped us move between events and their opposites. Then we explored conditional probabilities and the product rule, which allowed us to calculate joint probabilities. After that, we saw why normalization is so important to ensure probabilities add up correctly when new evidence is introduced. Finally, we tied it all together with Bayes' theorem, which gives us a systematic way to update our beliefs when we observe new evidence. So the big takeaway, Bayes' theorem is the heart of the knife-Bayes algorithm, and it is what makes fraud detection, spam filtering, and even medical diagnosis so effective. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. If you found this session helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. That's all for today. I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring.